Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 19th of December 2019. We're going to reflect on Luke 1, 5-25. Listen. In the days of King Herod of Judea, there was a priest named Zechariah who belonged to the priestly order of Abijah. His wife was a descendant of Aaron and her name was Elizabeth. Both of them were righteous before God, living blamelessly according to all the commandments and regulations of the Lord. But they had no children because Elizabeth was barren and both were getting on in years. Once when Zechariah was serving as priest before God and his section was on duty, he was chosen by lot according to the custom of the priesthood to enter the sanctuary of the Lord and offer incense. Now at the time of the incense offering, the whole assembly of the people were praying outside. Then there appeared to him an angel of the Lord standing at the right side of the altar of incense. When Zechariah saw him, he was terrified, and fear overwhelmed him. But the angel said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zechariah, for your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you will name him John. You will have joy and gladness, and many will rejoice at his birth, for he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He must never drink wine or strong drink. Even before his birth, he will be filled with the Holy Spirit. He will turn many of the people of Israel to the Lord their God. With the spirit and power of Elijah, he will go before him to turn the hearts of parents to their children and the disobedient to the wisdom of the righteous, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord." Zechariah said to the angel, "How will I know that this is so? For I am an old man and my wife is getting on in years." The angel replied, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to bring you this good news. But now, because you did not believe my words, which will be fulfilled in their time, you will become mute, unable to speak, until the day these things occur." Meanwhile, the people were waiting for Zechariah and wondered at his delay in the sanctuary. When he did come out, he could not speak to them, and they realized that he had seen a vision in the sanctuary. He kept motioning to them and remained unable to speak. When his time of service was ended, he went to his home. After those days, his wife Elizabeth conceived, and for 5 months she remained in seclusion. She said, "This is what the Lord has done for me when he looked favorably on me and took away the disgrace I have endured among my people." The gospel of the Lord. What an incredible story of faith, or rather a lack of it. An angel appears to a very old man named Zechariah with the news that his barren wife is going to have a child, and the guy doesn't believe it. Now, you might think if you were in this man's place, you may have difficulty in believing it too. But you might have some excuse. The old man didn't. And let me tell you why. Zechariah was not an ordinary man. He was a priest who belonged to the division of Abijah. The priests were divided into 24 divisions, and Zechariah's division was the 8th of the 24. Each division would take weekly turns for duty at the temple, so this would happen twice a year. And only one priest could go inside the temple to burn the altar of incense, and as there were so many priests in each division, a priest would receive this honor maybe once in a lifetime. Now, just some trivia there for people who like this sort of thing. Now for the food for thought. In our story, it is Zechariah's turn to burn the incense. And while he is there, an angel appears. It frightened him. Why did it frighten him? To the point of terror. This is a holy place. One should expect angels in a holy place, no? Then the angel tells Zechariah the news that his wife Elizabeth would bear him a son, and instead of being delighted, he doubts the words of the angel. Why? He is a priest. He knows the ways of God. Besides, he has been praying for a child for years. Didn't he expect God to answer his prayers? I'm reminded of the story I once heard about a pastor in a drought-stricken town who told his congregation one Sunday that they would pray for rain the following week. Out of the 200 people who attended the service, there was only one person who brought an umbrella. What does this tell you? Would you have carried one? Today there are church-going, Bible-reading, God-serving people who don't believe in miracles, saying the miracles described in the Bible never took place. So influenced by a secular worldview, they try to explain everything using worldly wisdom. As an example, I once heard a pastor speak about how the miraculous multiplication of fish and loaves never took place. What actually happened was that seeing a child sharing the little food he had with others, others were inspired to do the same, and that is how everybody ate. Come on, guys. Contrast this with Mary's response to the angel. She is also afraid, but then she's a little girl. However, she doesn't respond with, how can this happen, but with wonderment, how will this happen? And when the angel tells her, she says, here I am, the servant of the Lord. Let it be done with me according to your word. Let us be like Mary, and we will see miracles. God is still working them today, and I see them all the time. But then, I believe. God bless you.